Good afternoon, families. Mr. Dittl coming to you on Friday, October 15th afternoon, and with it's kind of our buzz update. So a little bit of news from the week. We have been practicing number expressions, adding different and equivalent amounts, and understanding how we find missing numbers, or hidden numbers. So if 1 plus 2 equals 3, asking students what can you add to 1 that would equal 3. And reading this week, we've been working on our independence and reading on our own, sounding words out, and then using picture and context clues to figure out bigger and trickier words. And then going book shopping here within the classroom, which means when you finish a book and you've read it sufficiently enough to a point where you check out with me and we look for hard words and tricky words, they then put books back in the baskets right over there, and they get new books and they self-select. So we've had good response there, and with book bags that have gone home to come back. Now we just have to work on the routine of using this to help them get books that they're done, ready to read at home from the classroom into those bags, because now I have a stack of bags that came back and they said, okay, we're done. So I will be working on that this next week as we move forward. So I had a few emails about picture retake, and I added it as a side note in our vlog last week that it was the 29th, but it's been moved. If you followed the Rasco Review, it's now Wednesday, November 3rd. And I think that's because in the Rasco Review, there was a note about costume or dress-up day on Friday, October 29th. So if you've been here in the past, families that have been here in the past, usually the last day in October, there's like a whole school kind of dress up around like Halloween. It's just more of less of a celebratory, more of just a kind of an all-school dress up and kids kind of having a fun day. Obviously, we did not do that last year due to COVID, and we weren't here. We were all in virtual. And the change for this year is as follows. Students can dress up if they feel that they would like to. As always, no masks or helmets. We're already wearing masks. It's enough as it is. No props or like weapons or swords or shields or things like that. Leave those things at home. If students would like to dress up, obviously make sure that it's warm enough if the day is cold or rainy. Make sure that it's school appropriate kind of costumes and things like that. That's always helpful. So we don't want to scare any like younger children who are walking around with something super scary or grotesque. And also something that's not too distracting with like crazy flashing lights, and something that they can wear all day. So mindful of how hard it is to get in and out of when going to the bathroom, because that's always a tricky spot. But other than that, costumes are welcome for dress up on Friday, the 29th of October. Treats are welcome. We're not going to be doing a classroom party per se. I've chatted with the other first grade teachers, and I think what we're going to do is an outside, like just a first grade, not a parade per se, but like some of the classes will sit and then we'll all kind of walk by slowly in distance outside, hopefully with weather permitting, that we get to kind of see each other and kind of go, ooh, that's cool. If you would like to do a treat bag, or a treat, that is fine. They have to be prepackaged. Obviously, no nuts, please. And we will be handing those out and not even eating them at all within the classroom at the end of the day to go home. So that's just kind of where we're at with food and sharing and masks and all of those things. But obviously, I think that'll be fun. Just a little bit of just something silly and goofy at the end of that week and at the end of October. So that is coming up. Other things that you may have noticed in the folder that came home yesterday was a piece of little insert that says capture a memory. So this is our original work. So inside of it, you probably found, well, this is my handprint, of course, and this is my classroom example, a piece of original art that we did here in the classroom. And each one is different because all of our students' hands were only going to be as big as they are on the day that we did this, and it'll never be that same size ever again, which is kind of special and important. So original works like this. If you're unfamiliar, if you're interested in ordering some different options of this, there's all sorts of things. There's like coasters and snowflakes and kitchen towels and mouse pads, all sorts of crazy stuff. There are prices here on the back. So what you do is you'd follow the directions here by filling out an order form, and then you have to take your filled out stuff and the original art, put it back into this bag, and send it back to school for me to put into the order box that'll get picked up. And I told the students this on Thursday at the end of the day. Like, if someone's going to order something for like presents for someone in their family or something cool from our special artwork, they got to put this back in the bag and send the whole thing back to school. If you're not interested, that's okay. That's totally fine. You just have a really cool piece of wet blended watercolor and their handprint, the size it was this week on Wednesday in the year 2021, which is just kind of fun and special. Other than that, conferences are coming up this next week, Thursday and Friday. I sent out a sign-up genius. I believe at the taping of this, I only have 2 that I've not signed up yet for. So just in case for everybody, if something comes up, change in work, weird schedule, somebody's not feeling well, I mean, it is on Zoom. Please reach out and let me know. If you're going to sign up and the email got lost or whatever, please reach out and let me know. If you don't see a time that works for you and your family with schedules and whatever, please send me an email, reach out, let me know. We will find and connect a time that does work for you, because what's most important is we get to sit down, chat together, obviously via Zoom, about all the wonderful things that we have seen so far with your student and just kind of where things are going. Things that we'll talk about is just what's worked well so far, changes and things you've noticed from last year with virtual instruction to this year, any concerns that you have or questions that you might have. We'll talk about our FastBridge assessment results and kind of what we're doing here within the classroom and moving forward. That said, we had a pretty awesome week again this week. We got to do our own dress-up day because of our amazing class and awesome expectations on Wednesday, and it was super fun. So thank you all very much for that. And other than that, that's the end of our week. It's getting colder for sure, so please keep sending those jackets and sweatshirts and things like that. It's getting chillier outside, so some days we get lucky and that sun comes out for the afternoon, but if it doesn't, the wind on the playground can be pretty bitter and brutal. So warm things for sure, please, as we get colder and colder. Other than that, have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you next week for conferences.